Hello and welcome to another video from filmsbychris.com. That's Chris with the K. I'm Chris with the K. Today we're continuing working with our default Android shell. Again, as I keep saying, Termux is an awesome application that makes things super simple, but I also want the default shell on an Android device to be useful. And we've been working on that. We've had installed BusyBox. We've set up our own configuration for our shell. But another tool that I like is FZF. If you've never used it, you should use it. It is an amazing fuzzy finder that I have worked into so many of my scripts. Now, if I go into my device, so now I'm at my Android shell with our nice prompt that we created in the first video, I type FZF, I don't have it. So how can we get FZF on our device? Well, luckily, if you go to the Git page, the GitHub page for FZF, and you go to releases, which the most recent one was 2 weeks ago, you can see, look at this top one. It says right here, Android ARM64. That's great. There's also an ARM Linux one, which is actually what I think I have installed on my main device because it works, but with a few little problems. But I just tested out this one, which is working great. So we want to download this, extract it, move it to a directory that we can use it in, a path directory, and then make it executable. So I'm going to right click this. I'm going to say copy clean link. I'm going to go here. I'm at my shell. Let's go ahead and go to my SD card. I'm going to make a directory. I'll just call it F. I'll move into F. And now you might think wget will work. Paste that in there, you get an error. The wget in BusyBox, at least on the ARM devices, seems to have some issues with certain things. So then you might think, okay, I'll do curl and that, and then I'll do -o, and I'll do FZF tar.gz, and we get something. But if we list it out, it's nothing. It doesn't have a size. Let's cat it out. There's nothing in there. It's an empty file. What just happened? Well, GitHub's redirecting. So you have to tell curl, there'll be notes to this in the description. I'm trying to go back up here. You have to give it the -l because it forwards links along. So this says follow forwards, basically. So we say -l, get the link. And then you give an output file name. I'm just going to create that because it's shorter. And look at that. We actually have a file size now. We can list that out. You can see that it actually is just shy of 2 megabytes. Now you should have tar installed already. We're going to say tar xvf and give it that file name. And we get one executable, which is this FZF. If we were to type in file and give it FZF, it tells us what it is. It says it's dynamically linked, but it knows where to link for things on an Android device. And it should say, yep, it's an ARM compile. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and make it usable, because right now even if I try to change mod plus X, the FZF file, it's not going to work because we are on the SD card, the internal storage of the device, which does not allow, it's not a Linux file system, so it doesn't pertain permission. So even though we say make it executable, it doesn't know how to make it executable. You could probably type in something like shell-c or X or E and give it, and then it will run. But we're going to move it into our directory. So again, let's go become root right now. There'll be links to all this in the description of the video. And as we talked about in our previous video, we created a module. So again, hopefully you watched the previous videos. And what I'm going to say here is I'm going to say move the FZF file that we have into data ADB modules mybin/system/bin. Boom, it's in there. Now we want to make sure we make it executable. So we're going to run this. We ran change mod plus X and gave it that file. Now you might think, oh, we're going to run this, but remember, it's not mounted. So at this point, we can either reboot our device or we can give it a mount command. Let me just move into here so my prompt's has a little more room. We're going to say mount, right? And then we're going to say bind. And then we're going to bind that file. Boom. So I gave it the full directory to there. And we're going to mount it into system bin FZF. So you can either reboot or run this command. One thing I learned while playing around with this is you don't want to do this. You think, oh, that will just, do everything in that directory. Yeah, but it will overwrite all the executables for your system, which is not a problem. Your system will stop working properly right now. You just need to reboot. Because again, FZF doesn't change your system. It does everything temporarily. But anyway, we should be able to do that. And it's telling me that there is no such directory. We did just move it into this directory, right? That's there. I thought that would work. but apparently not. I guess maybe it has to be mounted already. So let's just go ahead and reboot. See, we all learn new things all the time. So again, just a reboot. Now, I guess if you made changes to it once Magisk has mounted it, you could remount it, just like we do our RC file. So that was my mistake. I thought I could do that, but I guess it has to exist first. Wonder if I could have... No, I can't create the file because it's a read-only file system. So anyway, our system's going to reboot. So ignore my whole mount suggestion. Just reboot and give it a moment here. I'll pause because it's going to take about 30 seconds for the phone to boot. Okay, it's rebooted. I got to log in to enable ADB for security reasons. ADB shell. And now I should be able to FZF. Look at that. And it automatically lists out all the files here, or you can give it a list of things like so. And again, if you have never used FZF, it is an awesome tool. But now it's accessible to you as all your users at the shell. And it's just under 2 megabytes. Now, again, there'll be links in the description to my notes. Here are my current notes. Let me go ahead and update this. I'm just going to say now reboot. So I will push that to my notes online. There'll be a link in the description of the video. And that's it. FZF is now installed on your system, and it is one of those most useful tools. I thank you for watching, and I hope that you have a great day.